edition of the Downtown Streetscape Improvements update for our Mill Avenue merchants. Thank you for being here. My name is Josh Warren. I'm with the City of Tempe. I'm the construction project coordinator. Some of the things that you'll see throughout this presentation, and some of the things that we've addressed throughout this project are the sidewalk and ADA improvements, the expanded pedestrian space. You'll hear that referred to as bump outs later on. New pavers, both red and gray for intersection and walkway markers. We've also added some historical markers to a lot of the intersections, memorializing a lot of the businesses that have come through the city of Tempe. We've also done a lot of infrastructure upgrades for the electrical and the irrigation. This will help out with things like Second Sundays and our big fall festivals, our arts festival, and then also our parades and lightings and stuff like that. We've also added some new bus shelters, some necessity for our commuters in downtown area. And then also we have a new tree palette for the area. We've started in implementing a lot of those new trees, and we'll continue to do so as the older ones continue to age out. Next slide. So this project, it runs from University Drive all the way north to Rio Salado. And as you can see in this exhibit, we worked on both sides of the street, all the way from University to Rio Salado, replacing the pavers and improving all the irrigation. Next one. So as I mentioned earlier, you'll see a lot of before and after shots of some of the work that we've done. The major intersections, you'll see the bump outs before and after. And this is 3rd Street by the light rail in Tempe Mission Palms. You can see the new pavers that were installed and the new tree palette as well. Next slide. Here we are at 4th, and you can see the improvements to the walkway and there's much more pedestrian space. Next slide. Here we are at 5th. See that we've installed planters on the southeast corner, and then also added some new, excuse me, I'm drawing a blank here. Landscaping, thank you. I could not think of the term. Ben, it looks like you're on. I'm going to go ahead and let you take over from here.
And I apologize, everyone had a little trouble with the link.
So now we're on 5th Street. We're going to talk about the schedule now, Ben. So go ahead.
Okay, so our schedule. So we began construction in April 2024. Phase 1 and 2 are currently completed, and we're currently on phase 3. So phase 3 includes all the improvements from the intersection of 7th to Rio Salado Parkway, so everything north of 7th. For phase 3, we've currently completed all the mid-block sections, so we're just working on the corner and intersections right now. And here are the remaining improvements. The only thing we've got left is the 5th Street northeast corner. So upcoming schedule, we'll still maintain our current hours, 2 a.m. to 12 p.m. Stand out of the way of, when the bars close down, we're out of the way of them for nightlife, and we're usually cleaned up and out of the way by the time the lunch rush hits for businesses. Ongoing work, we've got northeast corner at 5th. And right now we're looking at a completion date of late December, early January. Upcoming work, we've got the remaining landscaping and tree planting that's kind of scattered throughout the project where the landscaping still needs to happen. It's planting shrubs, putting trees in, getting mulch in, getting all the irrigation and everything wired up. So we should have everything done there by late January. And then for paving, we're going to have a little bit paving we're going to do outside of the pavings, the roadway paving and demo and pavement that we mentioned last time. We're going to try to complete the intersections at 2nd and 4th here during the winter months prior to the full roadway and demo that we have planned going into next year. Gateway signage installation, you can see here just in front of Jack in the Box and across the way at University Grill, we've got the installation of the gateway sign. We have that planned here for late March. And you can see us out there right now currently working on getting the pure caps completed. But it'll be a bigger process to get the signs themselves raised. And then future work, we've got the roadway demo and replacement. That'll be everything from north of University intersection all the way up to Real Salado. We're currently still discussing exact scheduling on that, and we should have more details to follow here in the next few updates. And over to you, Allie.
Thanks, Ben. Yeah, just a little bit on communication here. If you want some regular information supplied to your inbox every week, I do a merchant newsletter through Downtown Tempe Authority. You can sign up to that by emailing me. That's just Allie, ALLY, at downtowntempe.com. Tell me you want to be signed up for that newsletter, and then you'll be getting a weekly update about everything from construction to events to opportunities for businesses into your inbox there. If you're interested about past meetings and recordings, about what we've discussed at this specific meeting or other meetings and information that the city is putting out, the city does have the refresh page for merchants where you can view all those past recordings and presentations. If you're looking for targeted one-on-one communication with construction managers or the city, we can make sure that those meetings happen. So you can reach out to any one of the contacts on this meeting or any of on the meeting page. That there'll be a page of contacts that you can reach out to for that. So that's just anything that you see upcoming in the future that you have questions about, or even things in the past that they're already past your business. And then a little bit on parking as well. We do have Tempe Trip. That is a web application that you can use to see parking in the moment. It'll show you how full parking garages are and how full street spaces are as well. Makes getting around a lot easier. If you have customers coming into the area, you can point them towards that web application so they can see all the parking that's available in downtown Tempe, making it really easy. And then as well, there are some free parking options as well. In the middle of that page there, at a few of the garages, just to pay attention to. If you don't have the Park Mobile app, that is the quickest and easiest way. If you park regularly in downtown Tempe, that will be your best friend as it comes to parking. And kicking it back over to Josh, and he can talk a little bit more about those communications.
Thank you, Allie. So as Allie mentioned, there's going to be some key points of contact if you want to reach out to the project team. For Aiken Gardner, we have Brian Richards, who's our general superintendent. If you want to have a conversation with him, you can reach him through me. That way I can make sure to be present on there. But Ben, he's also a good contact, and we can also get together with him and Casey, the whole team there. Allie, who was just on, she's our DTA representative for outreach. And then the city of Tempe, we have myself and Morgan in neighborhood services they're willing and ready to answer phone calls and any questions that you may have. Next slide. So our next steps is we will continue this ongoing dialogue with our business merchants and any meetings that we need to have one-on-one. Careful coordination with patios and just any kind of business access or things we need to be aware of. We do have one more of these meetings planned for January the 13th at 2 p.m. at this point, if we don't have any questions, Morgan, I'm going to turn it over to you.
All righty, thanks, Josh. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, you can type them into the chat. I'd be happy to read them aloud, or you can come off the mic and just talk about your questions if you have them.
I actually have a question myself. This is Allie from DTA. I was wondering if Ben or Josh, whoever would have this most pertinent information, would be to go over a little bit more about the landscaping and the intersection work that is upcoming here, just to talk a little bit about what pedestrian access will look like and what vehicle access will look like in those areas.
Yes, I can take that one. So at this point in time, when we have our landscapers out there, we'll have what we call an edge line barricade set up. It's for our guys to be able to pull in and park their construction vehicles and equipment while we're doing the work that's out there. And that will be kind of a roaming setup as we move up and down Mill Avenue, depending on where we need to do the work at. But the pedestrians access will be free and clear on the sidewalks, crosswalks, things like that. Those will be wide open. I do just request that you follow any posted barricade signage and things like that, just to be safe. But for the most part, landscaping is between sidewalk and back of curb, so we should be out of the way of any kind of pedestrian traffic.
I have a question regarding the repaving. I know we're a little ways out on that, but there's a couple projects that we're trying to work on here, the DTA in the city, and just trying to get a better understanding of what that timeline looks like. From my understanding, it sounds like the repaving of Mill Avenue is to start around May after the students graduate and head out. Just try to gauge how long do we anticipate that project taking place from start to finish?
If we start May 1st, it will take the entire summer.
So is
Because we
that
have to
August?
reconstruct.
Is that like
We
a
have to
school summer
yeah,
or
well,
like an actual calendar summer? What is that?
I can't tell you that until I have a schedule from the contractor that's actually hired. And that's why we said we would have more information later on.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
A little bit of a follow-up question. Sorry, Josh, my question was two-parted, so circling back around to that. The intersection work, so at 4th Street and at 2nd Street, will that require pedestrian access and vehicle access to be cut off on those north and south, east and west routes in the road there?
More than likely, yes, because those intersections are low. We have to reconstruct them to bring the elevation up so the asphalt will drain during rainstorms and not collect, because we had to adjust our grades to accommodate for ADA slopes and things like that throughout the project. So that did change some of the elevations of our intersections. And before we leave, there are two that were mentioned earlier, 2nd and 4th. Those on the west side, both of those intersections will have to be reconstructed, and that pedestrians will have to be routed around those construction areas. At 4th, we're able to squeeze them to the west and still keep them on the west side of the street. But we may have a little bit harder time with that at 2nd Street. We may have to push them across the street north at Rio Salado, and then they can cross again once they get to 3rd. But that's the idea at this point in time whenever we have to reconstruct those two areas.
And then would those be constructed at the same time, both 2nd Street and 4th Street at the same time? Do we know that information yet?
I do not believe we have that ironed out, just because we had just given Aiken Gardner direction on exactly what we wanted them to do instead of working on a complete revamp right now. We gave them specific direction on specific locations, and we don't have that scheduled quite yet. It should be coming shortly, though.
Gotcha. Okay. So that sounds like, just to recap, there will be some pedestrian access that will be mostly worked around. And so pedestrians can use their usual routes within all of this. The tree planting and shrub planting shouldn't have too much of an effect aside from street parking. It will block off street parking in certain areas. And then as far as vehicle access, it sounds like at 4th Street and at 2nd Street, it will stop vehicle access from entering and exiting off of Mill Avenue in those areas during those determined times, which will be determined at a later date.
Yes, and we will have to coordinate with Anthony and other people over there for the 2nd Street, because I know that that is heavily used for a lot of those businesses and things like that. So we have to probably take it half at a time, but more than likely, if we can get it all together, it will go much faster. But we'll
Gotcha.
reach out to Anthony on that one.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Does anyone else have any questions, comments? Sounds like no. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today, and we will get this recording posted to the website as soon as it's ready. Thank you and have a good afternoon.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thank you all.
Thanks, Maureen.